if you're not talking about economics, if you're not talking about healthcare, if you're not talking about the environment, and you're not talking about ending the wars,
and if all you're doing is coming after me for thinking it wasn't a good idea for Nina to be on my Assange telethon,
listen,
you need to get a life. Get a life.
Leave it alone.
I can't.
And so, you want to run for office, you better learn to leave it alone.
I don't want to leave it alone.
And so, and his book is called To the Moon.
Oh,
that is the name of the book, and that deals with, it's about meme stocks, and it's dealing with like Dogecoin and Bitcoin and things like that. And so, I think it is important to recognize sort of where the economy may be going as well. Like I said, having these important discussions has an inherent value. It really does. We can't box ourselves in and think, oh, well, this person's not enough progressive for me, or is not enough woke for me.
It's just constant litmus tests, constant nitpicking and battling.
Corporate special interests. And let me say this to a person who will not be named: screw you if you think that electing representatives who don't take corporate special interest money makes them corrupt. It doesn't. Unless you're on Capitol Hill and you know what they deal with every day with 420 some odd other representatives who are bought and paid for by the system and will throw you and everybody else and their mother under the bus to keep their position there.
I'm not even sure which person you're talking about. You'll have to let me know.
The one at the top of the mountain.
Oh.
And so this is the problem. And like I was saying before, we were saying before with Jason, if people in left independent media are constantly going to tell people that what they're doing is a dead end and a failure, and why do it?
Or say, don't give money to them. Don't give money to that. You know what? If you don't want to be within the electoral system and it doesn't work for you,
that's fine.
Then step aside. But sabotage
don't shame other people who want to believe in something, who want to try.
It's like, this is the system we have. You guys are working with a system you would like to see, and that is nice. You can have your whatever party you want to have and go do whatever you want to do, and that's really nice. But and I would really like to quote my friend Tim Black, because I agree with him 1,000% on pretty much every single thing he said. People are dying, and they don't have time for a bunch of people sitting in their whatever houses that they're in and do whatever they are to be sitting and nitpicking about something that they say they don't even think works. If electoral politics doesn't work, then stay out of it.
We have a general strike coming up. Start planning for that.
Yeah, maybe do something productive.
Everybody work together. Focus on that. And we'll fight right there with you. And if you don't agree, and if you don't agree with electoral politics, don't Nina Turner, you throw her under the bus because she wasn't far enough the way you wanted her.
She didn't go to your event in Columbus.
She's able to raise $6 million because she's able to have relationships with people across the entire political spectrum. As I say about every other representative, the second they stop talking about the things that really matter, then you can hit them for it. They may not be fighting at the level that you want them to, but my goodness, there are people who want to cast Cori Bush out like she doesn't do anything.
This is the best we've got, people. So you know what?
It's either this or nothing. So you decide.
No, they're obviously much happier with Chantel Brown, because these are people that would rather stick it to people trying to work and do what we're trying to do. They are okay with the people of Cleveland dying because they don't have what they need. They're okay with that because it's sticking it to us. Well, Nina should have done this and Nina should have done that. John, she should have come to my march.
John, Jen and I talked about this the other day, and we agree. There could be issues that you have with Brianna Joy Gray, but the one thing we agreed upon 1,000%, this is a Black community issue, and we are staying out of it. And that's it. That is something that is between Bree and Tim. That is a completely separate issue from the principles of what Tim was talking about the other day.
On.
That the disintegration of this movement in such a short period of time. Listen, is it possible?
Because we didn't all see the same thing on Force the Vote. And the fact that they keep going back to these same things and just stifling
How about
progress.
The fact that you've got people on that are getting clicks on their pages, putting Jen's name in their mouth, talking about the fact about something that happened with Nina 6 months ago?
Yeah.
And
that's the reason she lost. They need to get a life. But the thing, it's so incredibly frustrating to me because they're so selfish. Like, these people are willing to throw. I was actually listening to some other buffoon today.
I want to address this real quick. This has nothing to do with donating to Nina. That it had nothing to do with money whatsoever.
If you don't want to give money or you don't want to support her, stay out of it. But to sit there and work against it, are you kidding me?
Or if she needed help, there's always, phone banking, there's text banking. If you happen to be within a reasonable distance of Cleveland, there's canvassing.
Or stay out of it.
Or just boost on social media. There's always ways to help if you can't give money. Always. I mean, you
don't go out of your way to crap on it. But I find that the people that spend most of their time doing that have no ideas of how to do anything. And so they have to sit around and crap on everyone else's ideas. But the thing about what Tim said that really stood out to me is apparently he got a message from someone who we know who it is, and I need not say who that is, who needs to get an emotional support animal, but something to the extent of you telling Tim that he's dividing us. And his answer was, yo, we're already divided. You people are throwing Nina Turner under the bus, and she's the best chance that the people of Cleveland have to get anything. And you're willing to throw her under the bus for your own little righteous indignation. You grow up. You people grow up. And if you don't like electoral politics, stay out of it.
And that's fine.
And here's the thing, what Tim said, you guys are not on our team. I reject, you know what? I don't even want to be called progressive. I don't want to be called left. I'm just me. Okay. I care about justice. I care about people, non-corporate, but yeah. And it's like, if you guys want to own the term left, you've got it. I don't want any part of you. You are not on my team. Anybody who is throwing Nina Turner under the bus and now sitting there saying, well, yeah, she should have expected this. Of course they're going to bring out the big money. Yeah, of course they do, you dumbass. That's the whole point of not adding to it.
On top of everything else, you have got somebody who I will not name because they don't deserve to have their name mentioned.
No, most of them don't.
But the idea that you felt that your importance to Nina was such that if she doesn't show up for a Medicare for All march, that immediately negates getting support, and that your impact would have made the difference in the race simply because it wasn't this give and take. I simply can't with some people. I just don't get it.
She actually said, she's like, well, you support me, I support you. Get the fuck over yourself. You are not in the same league as her. No one owes you anything. And with the way you guys act, nobody wants to work with you. Move on. And let the grown-ups do some stuff. Seriously.
I will say this. Last thing. Did Nina make mistakes? Absolutely she did. And you know what?
Absolutely.
The biggest mistake they made was not anticipating just how much filthy money was going to get shoved into that race at the last minute.
And even if we take the filthy money off the table, I have no problem saying that they made mistakes on their field game. They absolutely did. I think that they did rely very heavily on thinking that she had enough name recognition for being past the senator there. I don't think that they did enough field work in some of these areas. I don't. I do think mistakes were made. That's neither here nor there. We can do a postmortem on the campaign. What we don't need are outsiders just sitting there purposefully sabotaging and shitting on it when some of us are actually trying to do something. And by the way, none of those people have any other better ideas on how to do anything.
No,
you think that the People's Party is going to save us?
And again, it's not that we have a problem with the People's Party, but there's got to be a concrete strategy. Like I was saying earlier, if the People's Party is very serious about what they're doing, there are endless amounts of seats in the United States that the blue seat goes unchallenged, the red seat goes unchallenged. You could easily run and be the other option.
They don't want to do that. They want to be at the top right away. And if I don't get my way, we're going to burn it all down.
And that's not the answer.
These are people that never sufficiently.
And that is also the thing that you hear constantly. Whether it's from any of the leadership within the party, sans one person who is a friend, and we actually think she does a pretty solid job. But unfortunately, what they're looking at is maybe if we crap on the Democrats hard enough,
they'll all jump ship.
They'll all just jump ship. No,
that's not
how it works. You have to. This is no different than everybody at the top of their lungs screaming, "But Trump." That's not how this works. You have to present a better option.
And you don't.
If you did, people would be running that direction.
No, they're not.
Wow, that works. I like it. Let's do it. But you're not doing that.
Maybe a bunch of hotheads just sitting around being belligerent isn't enough of a draw for people.
Yeah. And you know what? A person that we know down here that catches a lot of fire and gets involved with a lot of nonsense in the political spheres, the one thing that person was correct about is that there is a circular firing squad that is going on with a lot of this online left nonsense.
It's ridiculous.
And he was right about that.
I know.
It's absolutely correct. And so.
And I would like to say this, seriously, because you tell me, and I don't care that people know this, but people who know me know this. What?
What are you alluding to?
About the social media.
Oh, don't. No.
Yes.
No, I'm asking you not to. So anyway, we're not getting anywhere. This is like I said, we're not part of the circular firing squad. That's not what we're going to do. We're not doing that. We're trying to build as many coalitions as we can through a non-corporate, nonpartisan labor movement. If you ever want to know, it's almost like messaging. Like, people need to hear your message, like make America great again. Well, you can laugh at that and think it's stupid, but remember this. It's still got 70+ million people to vote. And why? Because it keep it simple, stupid. And just like people were like, we're going to restore the soul of the nation. Yeah, it sounds stupid. It doesn't mean anything,
means nothing.
But it resonated with people and it worked. So if people want to know what we're about and what we're doing, non-corporate, non-partisan labor movement.
And also, I would love to say kudos to everybody who does talk about me. Because if you do talk about me,
maybe they'll turn it to our channel.
Well, that's the thing. Even if it's ridiculous nonsense, yeah, I'm getting name recognition. And if you notice, we will give none. We give you none.
Because we don't get involved in that stuff.
But you all go fester amongst yourselves.
I mean, seriously, this is just...
I really want to talk to Tim. I need to talk to Tim.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Yeah.
That's it. And Ricardo, we're going to leave on this note. This is primarily where Tim's righteous anger comes from. Tim was on the ground, and he was there helping Nina for about a week. We were going to be there for about 3 days. And that, of course, had a lot to do with our travel situation. But we had people from our volunteer organization, a half dozen, as a matter of fact, that were there for almost 6 days. We had people that were there knocking on doors, meeting voters, doing everything they could to help. And it wasn't enough.
No.
But what?
Again, we can have the postmortem on where that went wrong. Yeah. That's neither here nor there. If you don't want to swim in the pool, get out of it. You don't need to shit in it for the rest of us.
That's correct. And that is the same thing. And I hate having to bring up his name, but I'm going to bring it up right now.
Don't.
This is the same thing that Tim Canova did. Oh. It's the exact same thing.
You get to say that, but I can't say what I want to say.
The point I'm making is that...
Don't give him any recognition.
No, but his decision was to do everything he could to sabotage her.
Yeah.
Because his feelings were hurt,
yeah,
and he didn't get his way. So if he can't get his way, then screw everybody
Well, and
else.
That's what these people sound like. Well, she didn't come to our march, so we're not going to help her. And this is why she lost. She should have expected all that big money. Of course she should. They should know that. Well, yeah, but you know what? That doesn't make you a decent person for thinking that's all that great. Because now what you're basically saying is, as much as you think Nina is whatever, you have issues with her, are you saying that Shontel Brown is the better option for the people of Cleveland? Or you're just saying that you don't really give a fuck about the people of Cleveland because you're just more concerned about standing righteous on your stupid pedestal?
Remember this, and this is the important thing to remember about this whole circumstance, is that and I mentioned this earlier in the podcast, when it comes to non-corporate power trying to challenge corporate power, left or right, red or blue, conservative and liberal, will always unite to crush non-corporate power. Always.
But we can't get it together because we have people like this.
And that's why we don't win.
That's why we can't have nice things.
That is why we never get anywhere.
And it isn't because I didn't think it was a good idea for a congressional candidate to go to a Julian Assange telethon. That's not why we can't have nice things. The reason we can't have nice things is that people won't let that go, and they actually think that that has some significance over everything else that we're doing.
Try explaining to people that what happens in New York is a great example. AOC beating Joe Crowley, whether you like AOC, whether you think she's performative, and she is, there's a lot of issues with Alex. But at the end of the day, her victory and everything that has happened thereafter has completely transformed New York City. I don't give a damn if Eric Adams is the mayor. He won a wide open primary race, and he was the Brooklyn borough president for many years. Name recognition and power politics at the top still plays a big role. But if you look at all the city council victories that the Sunrise Movement had, that DSA had, and the biggest baby of them all, India Walton out in Buffalo, change is happening.
Yes.
And there is a universal consensus now with the progressives that Governor Cuomo has to go. And even if he doesn't get impeached or doesn't resign, he's not going to be the governor next time.
No.
And there's an infrastructure in place now that could theoretically get a non-corporate person elected to the governor's mansion. And if that's not enough, the New York Health Act is the path to universal health care.
We need to all get behind that.
That is our focus in 2022. That's where we're going to be focused on. We're focused on that. That is micro and macro all together as one. And that's where everybody's anger and energy should be channeled. We're going to make it happen. It's not going to happen on Capitol Hill, no matter how hard you try, no matter how much you scream. But it can happen in New York.
But that doesn't mean that we crap all over everybody trying to make a difference, because we are making a difference. It's just not fast enough for some people because maybe they're just very entitled that way. I don't know.
If we all agree that universal health care is where we need to go, and I believe it's the signature issue along with the Green New Deal in some form, then we have to collectively recognize that the only way we're going to do it is if we unify. And if we get really serious about what is necessary, I will go to New York. Jen will go to New York. I will knock on doors for the New York Health Act. I don't need to knock on doors for candidates. Don't.
No, but what we are saying, okay, so here's the generational change priorities in coming months. We have October 15th. We're working on a general strike, some sort of action for that. That's a nationwide thing. And then also we will be focusing on seat 20, which is
a wide open
Alcie's old seat. It's
November 2nd. And we've got people want to volunteer. There are a couple of amazing non-corporate candidates. We got to stop saying, we got to eliminate the word
but you know what? It's more than that though. It isn't just because it also has to be people that want the same things. It really does. So yeah, you might not be corporate, but if you don't believe in everybody has a right to healthcare and everybody deserves a living wage, then just because you're not corporate isn't sufficient. So, I mean, it's important and it's what distinguishes us from the other Dems. But so yeah, guys, we're going to be working heavily on the Florida seat 20. Which is a special election for Alcee Hastings' seat, which is coming up November 2nd. And also September 27th, we have invited all of the candidates for that seat to come on for a roundtable. I don't know who will show up. I don't know who will respond. I do know that Sheila will be there. So if anything, on September 27th, we're going to be having Sheila Surface McCormick on. Hopefully we'll get some other people in that race. And we're going to talk about a bunch of things. Healthcare, housing, environment.
Last thing before we go, we need critical thinking. I am not going to put up your message, but what I will say is that yes, Nina did raise more money than Chantel, but that's not counting super PAC money. That's the difference. And the super PAC money that Chantel got was in excess of $3 million.
At the end, when Nina's money had been spent over the course of 6 to 8 months.
If you were not in Cleveland, and you did not see the billboards that got put up about Nina. And again,
that's not even the 24/7 loop on TV.
That is correct.
You can't even imagine. Every channel, every minute of the day was a picture of Nina Turner doing something and then saying crap about her.
Yeah, and it's
every single ad, every single day.
Like I said, we're only going to get where we need to go if we recognize
that
we are better building this coalition strong.
Because you know what that means. You know what that means.
What?
Why they did that. Because they know.
Oh, they're afraid of
that. And they should be. Yeah. And you know what's so interesting? So I don't know anybody, like if you know Nina, I assure you, she's not remotely deterred. In fact, she's more resolute than ever. And I got to tell you, the people that were really fighting against her, and I don't mean like the left numbnuts. I'm talking about like the establishment people that were really working against her. You people would have been better off letting her win this.
I think you may have.
Because let me tell you,
you may have unleashed an animal now that you're not going to know what to do or how to deal with, because she's the one who will coalesce the people that are looking for a leader, that needs somebody to get behind. And I think she's the one. I've always maintained she's the one.
I spoke with her at length yesterday, and I will tell you.
You shouldn't even talk about it.
No, she actually said I could say this.
Okay. Go ahead.
She is angry. She is resolute, and she's not going anywhere, people. So all I'm saying is hell hath no fury. And I got it for the people and she knows exactly who is where and who did what. And yeah, she's nowhere near going away. So I'm just saying.
Yeah, I agree 1,000%.
So
we'll see you Thursday. But remember, tomorrow we are supporting the Broward Broward Collective, the Broward Mom Collective, and the Trash Pirates in Dania Beach, 5 to 7 p.m. if you want to join GenCorp and lend a hand with doing a beach cleanup and doing a giveaway for I think it's just Broward County students, but this is
our school collection. Well, you mean that's the League of Women Voters.
And we're also going to be stopping by a couple of our stops already. It's not even a week yet, and we already have an overflow of school supplies.
I mean, this is the thing. So, guys, I am the co-chair for the Criminal Justice Committee for the Broward League of Women Voters, which is completely nonpartisan, completely unrelated to all of the things that we do and say here, which is why I don't do this. But we are doing a school drive for school supplies, and we have boxes at several of our small business friends that we've made that are collection boxes for new school supplies for kids in Broward. Unfortunately, we know that our kids do not get anywhere near what they need.
Definitely
our teachers have to spend their own money to decorate their own classrooms. And so anything that we can get to help, and the school supplies are going to be distributed to the people who need it the most, whether it's through my community friends, my friend Mona Lisa Weber and the people that she's working with, and also through who we know are the schools with the most free and reduced lunches. And so, yeah, if you guys check that out, but that's through the league. I don't, that's a League of Women Voters thing, people, separate.
We really appreciate you guys as always. We know that we're not the biggest channel in the world, but
we're not the smallest.
We're not the smallest, but we're trying.
We're not the smallest.
But we're trying really hard. Please, if you can support us, go to patreon.com/generational.
We'll be sending out a whole bunch of stickers this week.
Yeah, apparently we've got a bunch of new patrons.
I do it like, every month I'll do a mailing. So it doesn't happen the minute that you subscribe, but it does.
Yes.
happen.
Well, again, we're going to keep trying. And again, we're only going to do it honestly. We're not going to do a clickbait show. We're going to do an honest show because that's what is necessary. And I wish that 150 people, 200 people were watching live at one time, but we're always going to try.
And we're also often competing with other people. Like Thursday nights, we compete with Katie. I mean, I don't know who's on tonight, but I think Tim might be on again tonight. So, it is what it is. You're competing with who you're competing.
But that's the beauty of live stream become podcast. So if you want to become a supporter, we really appreciate it. If you're in the Broward County area and you want to lend a hand with a great community outreach event tomorrow, we hope to see you at Dania Beach.
Is it at the pier?
At the pier.
Meeting at the Dania Beach Pier.
To 7 p.m. It's for a great cause. We'll be there, and we'll see you Thursday night for more generational change.
Thanks for watching. If you want to support our mission to transform politics into service, please like this video, subscribe, follow us on social media, and consider joining our Patreon, where you'll get early access to our interviews as well as other exclusive content. Links are in the description. Peace out.